Hey everyone, it's me. Welcome to Gospel Glimpse. And today we're going to answer the question, why did God choose Moses? As we dive into this, I want you to think about this. We all know Moses was a great leader, but why did God choose him? After all, Moses was a man who was insecure and felt he couldn't speak well. In fact, in Exodus chapter 4, Moses complained to God and said, "Who am I that you should choose me? I am unskilled in speech." But God told Moses, "I will be with you and your words will be right." So despite Moses' objections, God still chose him. So the question is, why did God choose Moses? Well, the surprising reason is this. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. You heard that, right? God doesn't wait until someone is perfect or feels they are good enough before calling them. No, He calls ordinary people like you and me and empowers them to do extraordinary things. Think about it. When God called Abraham, he was just a man living in a tent, just a man who didn't know where his next meal would come from. But God chose him and called him to be the father of a great nation. When God called David, he was a young boy tending his father's sheep, just a simple shepherd boy. But God chose him and made him a great king after he defeated Goliath. When God called Isaiah, he was just a man who felt unclean because of his sin. But God chose him and made him one of the greatest prophets in the Old Testament. So why did God choose Moses? Because God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And He did just that for Moses. In Exodus chapter 4, God performed a miracle that proved He was with Moses. Do you remember what it was? It was the staff that turned into a serpent. It was a sign that God gave Moses so that when Pharaoh asked, "Who is the Lord?" Moses could point to the staff and say, "The God of Israel, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob sent me." So God gave Moses this sign to encourage him and to show him that God was with him. Friends, God wants you to know that just like Moses, He will be with you, and He will give you the strength and the courage to do what He has called you to do. Don't ever think that you are not good enough or that you don't have the skills needed. Remember, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. So I ask you today, what is God calling you to do? Are you being called to share your faith with your friends at school or work? Are you being called to help out in the children's ministry at church? Are you being called to be a leader in your student ministry? Whatever it is that God is calling you to do, I want you to know that if you say yes to God, He will be with you and He will give you the strength and the courage to do what He has called you to do. Just like He did for Moses, He will do for you. So I challenge you today to step out and do what God has called you to do. Don't let fear or insecurity hold you back. Remember, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. That's all for today. I hope this short video has been a blessing to you. If it has, please share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, God bless you.